Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the VZ55. This is a tier 10 Czech autoloading heavy. And it's really interesting that not many people talk about this tank or play it. Maybe it's because the line itself isn't the most exciting. Starting at tier 6, you have the Skoda PJS, which nobody really cares about, the VZ41, which nobody really cares about, the TNH 105, which nobody really cares about, and then the TNH VZ51, which, you guessed it, nobody really cares about. Honestly, every single tank from tier 9, 8, 7, 6 it's pretty average. And that would be my assumption of why most players are hesitant to grinding this line, because the actual grinding experience is pretty lackluster. I definitely would like to see Wargaming give the tier 9 and 8 double shot guns, just like on World of Tanks PC. But at the end of the day, the VZ55 is definitely worth the grind if you ask my personal opinion. It's a double shot heavy with 2,700 damage per minute, great gun depression, overall mobility, and incredible levels of hull down armor. And when you add all these things together, it kind of allows the VZ to be just a dominating force when played properly. So, yeah, I mean, if you're trying to get your hands on this tank, I definitely go for it. The only real thing that's going to be a commitment is the time it takes to grind the line. But the good news is there's always game modes available. So grind the tanks when boss mode's out, or the new infection mode that's about to be released, right? That way, it's going to be a lot easier making your way through the grind, and you don't really need to suffer with the mediocrity of the lower tier vehicles. So in this battle, we have a Rheinmetall Panzerwagen and our Sheridan driving into me. We're just going to move up. I'm going to aim it on the RHM, and there you go. Nice 477. And not able to get another shell out, but it's still a pretty solid chunk of alpha. This thing is 460 damage per shot. So even if you only pen one of the two, it still does a lot of damage. Enough to very easily get a big chunker out. Now, you'll notice that no heavies have been spotted. The enemy team is a Kampfpanzer, they got a Type 68, and they also have a VZ, none of which are detected, which makes me believe that they're over here. So we're going to find out. I'm going to roll around this corner. There's the Type 68, there's the Kampfpanzer, but where's the VZ? That is an entirely different question. And, oh, we do see the VZ. Okay, well, I'm going to move up over here. I mean, it should be pretty free. You'll also notice that this tank has combat stabilization, which is really nice, meaning that the gun doesn't even bloom too much. So, let's move up. Let's get to the side of this Kampfpanzer. And he just shot, which means I can get one pen into this player. And we can reload and get a second pen. And there you go. We just took half of that tank's health away. And then we just back up. And as I said, this thing is great DPM, 2,700, so it's not like you have enough to worry about the DPM being bad. We're just going to say trying to side scrape. We do get penned, but that's fine. I'm going to move up. Here we go, and we got our shells. Boom, there's one shell into the enemy KPZ. Reloading. Not able to get the second one out, but that's fine. Still took a very, very large amount of HP off that player. And if this KPZ wants to go, I'm going to push him. Oh, wow, no, we got the entire enemy team on us now. Of course we do, dude. That's so fun. But the KPZ is going to die. There you go. Beautiful. The enemy Type 68 manages to bounce my rear, which we managed to get one pen into and two pens into. That's a lot of damage there. The biggest thing I'm worried about right now is the enemy VZ, which I'm hoping that we can... 491, dude. That's crazy. 491. Am I going to die now? Oh, we actually got the bounce. Thank you, Wargaming, for once. Alright, we get one pen into this player. And there you go. 3,725 damage for my first game in the VZ55. Not a very challenging battle at all. We probably finished top in the team. There was definitely a moment where I felt like I was going to die, but it was only because the enemy VZ pushed. The VZ was on the hill and then turned around to go for me, and I'm just not even sure why. Oh, well, they only have 600 battles. That's probably why. And I like how the Kampfpanzer, who got absolutely rolled by me, gave me a thumbs down. But you already saw the first game how this tank feels really nice. The gun is great. That damage output this thing features is super nice. And because that's combat stabilization, it's almost always aimed in when you're sitting still. So you have this really accurate 460 alpha gun. You've got fantastic pen values, good mobility, good gun depression, good pen. I don't really think there is any major downsides to this tank. Well, that's apart from two. The biggest downside is definitely the reverse speed. This tank only reverses at like 12. And That sucks, but it's also a mandatory balancing factor. I think most autoloaders should only reverse at around 12, because then, when they dump their clips, it would be easy to punish them in return. This tank, yeah, it's very easy to catch this thing out in the open if you over-aggress. So, as usual, I just recommend to play a little more passive, wait, and you'll be fine. But again, look at the powered weight on this thing. We're faster than all of our other heavies. Yes, I am using speed boost, but just the fact that I'm able to go this fast is really, really nice. You're not limited by mobility. So we're going to move all the way over here, and we're going to get into this hull down spot to hopefully get some bleeds out. We'll see. And keep on going, keep on going. Okay, there you go. We have the enemy T-30 spotted. Get a 388 damage shell, and we have the Sheridan, who manages to bounce me. Not a shock, and then that Sheridan also got kind of obliterated, so good job, dude. We got the IS-8, okay. Let's move up, and boom. Of course, it went into the only spot I couldn't pen. Alright, well, we got 18,000 vehicles piled up here, which isn't necessarily good. Good job, Sheridan. That is the second time. First of all, you shouldn't even be there in a Sheridan. Why would you drive a tank like the Sheridan over here? That's such an L play, dude. Alright, we got the enemy T-30 in the back. Oh, we got the Moishin. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Is the Yo... No, not really sure what the Yo's big brain plan is, but I'm going to poke the T-30. Miss. But what I'm thinking of doing is backing up and then pushing that Moishin. That looks like pretty free damage to me. So that's what we're going to do. There's not much going on here, and I don't want to bleed my health for no reason, so I think that is the best play, is to head over this way. They do have a light tank, but we saw the light already. So yeah, I'm going to move over here, and there's the enemy Moishin. Let's just aim it on that player's hatch. Boom, there's 419. Then we reload again, and boom, another 392. And just like that, we just get free damage into that player. It's just so easy to deal damage in this tank. 8 more seconds, we have 2 shots loaded. Oh, there's the enemy Sheridan. I really don't care about that Sheridan, even in the slightest. We're just going to reload, and I'm not going to waste my shot on them. Right now, the Moishin is the main player that I'd like to see go, so we got 1 pen into the Moishin. They bounce me, and then we can load a gold shell right into the hatch for the clear. That's 350 damage, and they're out of the game. We're up to 2,000 ourselves, which is pretty solid. The Minotauro, or not the Minnow, but the Contracaro is not enjoying life anymore. We're just going to reload. 3, 2, 1. Let's move over here. We got the IS-8. There's a 460 damage shell into the IS-8, and then we reload again. Boom, another 487, and then we just drive into cover. Sweet. We've already done a lot of damage this game. And we're not even close to being done. The IS-8 is already done, so I don't need to care about that player anymore. And let's see. I'm going to move all the way this route. We're going to get behind the Kron. Oh, that's just free damage. Waffenträger. Our Yo only has 1 shell, so we're just going to move up. Aim in. There's a 582. And then we reload again, and we get another 598. The high explosive damage output this thing has is crazy good, as we can see. I'm just going to let the Yo ram him. That'll get the clear. Now we just got to turn around and try and get some damage into the Kron. I don't know if we're going to be able to get too much, because this tank's traverse speed, as you can see, is kind of mediocre. But nice high explosive into the enemy 100. And then we have the Kron, who we do not get any more damage into. But, I mean, 4,200. Again, such an easy game. You get hauled down. Nothing can pen you. And because, again, you have so much DPM, it's just hard to counter this thing. There you go. First class. Top on the team. Like, people don't realize the VZ really has 2,700 DPM right there. 2,660. And it also has crazy good premium pen at 346 APCR. It's kind of got it all. It's got the pen. It's got the damage per shot. You saw that 1,200 damage into the enemy Waffenträger. That's because this thing has 600 damage high explosive. So you can roll the enemy with your high explosive damage. So that's already 2 pretty good games. However, 2 games do not experience everything. So let's hope that we continue getting decent teams, right? The first teams we've gotten here have been pretty good. That Sheridan on the enemy team 100% through their game. 100%. Yeah, I don't think their team would have won anyway, but the fact that Sheridan didn't even drive to the medium flank is a joke. Like, you're in a light tank, the whole point of that vehicle is to use the mobility, use the view range, and the spotting capabilities to catch players off guard, and then when that's the play, it's just terrible. Now this game, not a great situation to be stuck in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 mediums, and it looks like we have that same Bozo Sheridan from the last game, because that is the same camo from the Sheridan in the last game. I could be wrong, but I'm going to assume it's the same players. That sucks. But with that being said, in general, I'm going to have to go to medium side. We have so many mediums, and when you have this many mediums, you don't want to go to the heavy flank, because the enemy team has a lot of heavies, so it'd probably be a bad play for me to go there alone. We do get spotted, but that's fine. We're just going to keep moving. Got the 907, we got the E50, and we're just going to keep on pushing. Let's see, is E50 going to overpoke? I don't think so. We got the 907 right in front of me, though. And that looks like free damage. I don't know where he would reverse to. There's one pen into the 907. We get a bounce, and there's my second pen into the 907. 2 shots, 995 damage. Yeah, move. Move out of my way, dude. Move. And let's fall back. Where? Where are we falling back to, dude? What are we scared of? Nothing can shoot you. Oh my god. Alright, well, I'm not going to be able to get any damage into those players. Unfortunately, my reload was just not fast enough. But we do have the E100, which I see the back of. So, okay. Thank you, RNG. And we don't get the second shell. That was tragic. Well, I might as well reload my clip. We're going to reload, and then the goal is to push that WZ-111-14. We got a stock T-54E1, and while our E100 is not running a camo or anything, I would still say that there's a decently high chance that we'll be okay. So I'm going to move up. We got the WZ. We got 1 pen into that player. They bounce me. We aim it again, and boom. There you go. 2 shots. Now we've dealt 1,800 damage. E100's going to hopefully get some bleeds out. We just have to reload. But that's the simple experience of driving this tank. It is waiting for your shells to come back, dealing free damage, and then reloading again. Got the enemy WZ, which we get an easy clear into. Then we reload, and we have the enemy 50, which we get a nice 450 damage shell into the lower plate of. Now up to 2,600 damage. Uncle Shamar is not looking too healthy anymore. And I'm going to ignore all of that. And we're going to push the enemy chieftain, because the chieftain looks like free damage to me. So let's go. Oh, apparently the chieftain's the best player ever. And pen to shell in between our turret. I can't even believe that, dude. Well, first shot missed, which kind of sucks. But good thing we have 2 shells, right? There you go. Nice 455. By the way, that's a no camo chieftain that hit that shot at me. I'm telling you guys, it's always like the 40%ers that hit the most bogus shots. Now, the hatch is definitely the weak point on this tank, so my recommendation when driving this vehicle is to not let the enemy reliably hit your hatch. We're going to get 1 high explosive into the side of the enemy chieftain, and we're going to load in... oh, or not. We're going to get bad RNG. That's fine. Another ram. This chieftain is hitting his shots, but it's fine. There's no way he's going to be able to kill me in the next couple seconds anyway. Let's just pull ahead before the chieftain can hit my lower plate, and we reload again. Well, there's 1 pen into the chieftain for 480, and we reload, and let's go for a hatching shot, 504, and then I'm just going to back up, which will allow my E100 to potentially get the clear. You can definitely see where the bad reverse speed of this tank is a hindrance, right? The bad reverse speed definitely, it takes a while to get in the cover after you shoot. But hey, we did 5,000 damage this game. We had a really, really easy result. The hatch is a weak point. You can see that we had 2 shells that penned us in the hatch. That first shell that chieftain hit us with, I'm not even understanding how dude hit that, but what do I know? Either way, we got a victory. And again, just a really, really easy game. Like, playing this tank is... it's so incredibly easy when you just have everything going for you. So let's try one more game. I was definitely lucky that my team actually went with me, though. On Desert Sands, it's almost a guaranteed win if your whole team pushes dunes. Always. Because the enemy team, right, they got mediums. They have a 907, they got an E50M. And we had a bunch of mediums as well. But here's the thing. When our whole team goes to the medium flank, it's just, I can instantly push. I have support, and I can instantly push. Which, sure, the E50 got away, but the 907 didn't. So they literally lost a full health medium completely for free right at the beginning of the game. And then the enemy heavies are panicked, and they have to figure out what they're going to do, so they start pushing. Desert Sands, if you win medium side, you almost win every game. The problem is, you also can't ditch your heavies if they go to the heavy flank, so... it's always back and forth. Now, this is a pretty awful map for any tank. I freaking hate Dead Rail, dude. It's just such an L map. The enemy team has 3 heavies. They also have 3 mediums. So I'm just going to go to the medium flank, honestly. I just think driving to the medium flank is always better on this map, especially if you're in a heavy that can actually use its mobility to get there, and we definitely can. So we're going to do that. I'm already up to 30 kilometers per hour, and that's definitely my favorite part about this tank is that it is mobile, right? You're not slow. You have that speed to get in the position. I wonder if my Kron's going to cry that I didn't go over to the the heavy flank. I will not go to the heavy flank. I'm not a fool. I know what happens when you do on this map. So, oh great, we got the IS-4, which bounces me. Okay, that was some crazy bad RNG there. But we have 2 shots, and we get the IS-4, and then we back on the cover. So, still totally fine. Alright, well, let's reload. 10 more seconds to go. We got 2 shots back again. IS-4 is already kind of caught out in the open anyway. Alright, let's move up. See if anybody is over here. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Keep on going. Got the IS-7. I'm not spotted from the back there, which is definitely surprising. Okay. I don't know where the enemy team is. You know, they have 3 mediums. Where are they? Are they all on the other flank of the map? If so, it's incredibly... weird. Alright, well, good job, Vickers. You're really showing your skill to the entire enemy team. Good job, dude. What a frickin' bozo. Alright, well, apart from that, we got the E100. That Vickers was not AFK. This is definitely the worst enemy team I've fought in a while. Alright, 10 seconds to go. 8, 7, come on, reload. But this is why I go to the medium flank on this map, because you just completely box the enemy in. It's the same exact situation as we just walk... Oh my god, 80 damage, dude, bruh. I'm getting no damage out of this game. And I also still need to be careful. They have a 183. And the 183 is most definitely in that back spot over there, because, well, there's nowhere else they could be if they're not spotted still. So, we're just going to push over here. There you go. There he is. What a shocker. I'm going to ignore the 183, though. I don't care about that player right now. We're going to push the IS-7, and we're going to see if I can get some damage into them. So let's move over here and aim it on the lower plate. Nice 468 damage. Reload again. Load a gold shell and another 404. In 13 seconds, I should have a pretty easy clear into the IS-7. Let's just try and angle it to the best of my abilities. This thing's armor, as I mentioned, is so good, and players just don't know how to deal with it. So it's so nice to be able to drive this thing and have the armor. There you go. Nice 427 in the IS-7 and reload. Wow, 382, dude. Will the grill help me? That's the question. It died ×2. There you go. I don't know what died, but something died. Alright. Well, I know the IS-7 died. Alright. All that's left at this point is the Bashation and the Karo. So we roll around the corner. Get a nice shell into you, and then 3, 2, 1. Get a nice shell into you. 3,842 damage, and yet again, another incredibly easy victory for the VZ55. Is driving this tank challenging? Not really. I'll be entirely honest. I don't think it's challenging. And you can see why. It's just such a good tank. Every time I play this thing, I'm like, whoa, it's so fun. It's so easy. And yeah, I mean, what else do I need to say? So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more content like this in the future, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But if you don't own the VZ, this is definitely a tank you'll want to get your hands on. You can see these games are back-to-back, by the way. VZ, 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 VZ. None of these were specifically chosen battles. It's just such a good tank. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!